I feel my cerebral cortex shutting down. I no longer want to think, it's too painful. Yet my subconscious mind laces my suppressed thoughts around my neck, aiding in my death wish. Regression, depression, I fall deep in. I'm in the deep end, choking on my own tears. I run from those with arms stretched out to my spiritual sisters, my backbone. Yet I can't turn to them because I feel so alone in this race.
Hi, my name's Audrey and this is my story. Some key experiences that shaped who I was growing up was definitely being dragged to church on Sundays, rain or shine. I'd be in the back seat of my mum's car with my brother and we drive up to church. I also used to go to like night vigils and things like that with my dad at his church, and I remember like I literally just felt so much joy when I was really young in church. And like the elders in my dad's church would like say how special I was and how great I would be when I grew up. I would describe myself as someone who is bubbly. I enjoy making people laugh so much. Like it just brings me an inner sense of joy. I would describe myself as someone who loves people a lot, and I try to make them feel loved especially when I can see that they're down and they're not feeling their best. I'm someone who is also quite empathetic, and sometimes I can pick up on how people are feeling, and you know, it's a blessing and a curse because I sometimes also feel their burden. I remember two main seasons in my life where I felt suicidal. And the first, I was quite young. I was probably like maybe 8 or so, and I just wanted the noise to stop. And it's quite sad looking back on it and thinking, gosh, I was so young and I couldn't articulate how I felt, or felt like I couldn't say anything to my parents because like what do I have to worry about in their eyes, you know? But my parents I think they were going through their divorce back then, and I could always hear them arguing in their room because it was right next to mine. I just remember I would go down and I'd grab the sharpest knife and just close my eyes and hold it up to my neck and just stand there and just want the noise to stop. The second time I was in 6th form and I was depressed, and all of my schoolwork just felt so much bigger than me, and you know, teachers were telling me that I wouldn't make it, or I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that, and I just felt so overwhelmed, and it was awful because I just felt like the enemy was trying me because I had just got baptized, I think that summer, and I normally think, yes, life with Jesus is going to be great and I'm going to be awesome and I'm going to be this and that, but I felt like that summer I was really tried by the enemy, and like my mental health was in the ground. My perception of God after that season was definitely someone who was gentle and hears my cries and is a good father and knows who I am. I mean, before then I loved going to church and going to youth fellowship and just fellowshipping people who were my age and hearing what the preacher had to say and hearing more about who God was. I always thought of him as a father because mine wasn't very present. So post that season of suicide, he was generally someone that I could talk to and lean on, and I know that he hears my cries. To someone who is feeling suicidal, I would say that Jesus loves you and that he's able to take away this cup from you. He's able to pour into you, and you can pour out to him. You can lay it at his feet. You can lay it at his altar, because he says that we can cast our burdens onto him. To the person who's feeling suicidal, I would say that you should find someone that you can open up to. That the feeling may not instantly go away, but having someone to talk to confide in, having a close circle that you can truly talk to without feeling judged is something that can truly help. Prayer was an outlet for me, and even though at times it didn't feel like the end was in sight, the end to this constant feeling, the end to this constant dark cloud that felt like it was over me and weighing me down, it was definitely an outlet to be able to voice how I felt, to be able to put into words as well. So journaling did help me. To the person feeling suicidal, you are loved, you are cared for, not just by people here on earth, not just by me who's saying this message, but by Jesus who gave his life for you.